What's up?
What's up?
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, Come Through Later podcast,
Episode 1,
episode 1.
in fact.
I'm Josh.
I'm Elliot.
This is Don Quixote.
We dressed him up a little bit for you guys.
Yeah, he's got a cool fit on right now. But this is our podcast. You know, we wanted to get a few thoughts out there. You know, figured this is a way to like attract women.
No, that sounded crazy. That sounded crazy.
Or you know that podcasts are like infamous for attracting women. You know,
Yeah,
like women just love men who have
of course.
podcasts.
Yeah.
So I figured that was just a way that I could get a girlfriend because I need one. All-Star Weekend happened this weekend.
Yes, sir.
In
We're in Salt Lake
SLC.
City.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City.
We're in
If
Utah.
you don't know, that's where we're from, where we're based out of, Salt Lake City, Utah. Not a lot happens out here, so it was cool seeing All-Star Weekend happen in Salt Lake City for once.
Yeah, big event. Everybody was excited for it. But how'd you feel about it?
I feel like it was cool. It was cool because like everything was free.
Free.
It's like, yeah, you were in
Everything. You think everything was free?
like there's a lot of free events because like all these companies are just like they have like a lot of money and they're just trying to get like information from people. Like Google did something, AT&T did something, Bleacher Report did something, and they were all free. Just you had to RSVP. So I guess like they're getting your information, but
That's
like
not a big deal though.
but like still like it's kind of free.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just had like a different perspective on the weekend.
Yeah.
I felt like everybody was kind of like chilling out. But that might just be like the people that we know locally. We're like kind of doing that because they're just trying to take the opportunity to make money. But to me, that felt, it kind of, I didn't like it too much, you know? Because part of like what I thought would happen with All-Star Weekend is like the culture would shift a little bit, you know? And, like people would like perceive Utah differently, perceive like SOC differently, like the cool people that we have here. But I feel like nobody really put on something that would like impact everybody, or like, you know, the people who are coming from out of state would think like, oh, this is like actually pretty sick. Like this place is pretty cool. The people here are like pretty sick. So I didn't. I felt like it just didn't. Nothing really happened like creatively, and everybody was like charging out the ass. You know, I don't want to say the club, or I'll just bleep it out, but like they had like $100 cover fee at one point, and it went down to 80. And I felt like that was just insane.
No, I feel like it's really just like the lack of interaction because like even if like a celebrities come to Utah, they just see it as like a walkthrough. It's not like they're actually building relationships with like the people and like the creatives in like the cities or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like they're there for like the day or the week and then they leave.
Yeah. To me, it's kind of like a circus. How they just like build everything. You know, they have their own environment and then pick up and leave afterwards. So it's just like I don't think there was like any impact on the culture of Salt Lake, or like nobody perceives it like differently. So on Twitter, a few people were like, nobody wants to pull through because it's like it's Salt Lake, and I'm like, probably. I understand if people feel that way. You know, it's not like we're the most fun state.
Yeah, because I think even though it's improved a lot, I think really what Salt Lake is lacking is like a big sell for like these people. Because like there's a lot of like creative things happening, but it's like still if you want to be like inspired like creatively, it's like why would you go to Salt Lake when you could go to like New York, or if you could go to like Chicago or Los Angeles or like Paris.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the thing is like finding like our footing and like where Utah stands out as like a place to visit.
And I feel like that's kind of what we tried to change a little bit. But I mean, there's other people trying to do that too, like the way that Utah's perceived, trying to put Utah on the map. But I just feel like it kind of fell short. This, like, at least in the creative scene, like the creatives who produce events and everything, I feel like it didn't. It was just, you know, rent out or pay a big celebrity to come through to your place and then have people come by, or like have the people in Salt Lake come and pay for like the show. Like it just didn't feel like creative. Like there was no like engagement, showing like what Utah has to offer. You know. But then again, we didn't put anything on this weekend, so I'm not really one to talk. But you know, that's just the way I perceived it. I mean, there was fun stuff that happened for sure, but it just I felt like it was a little disappointed in the weekend.
No, I feel that. But shout out all the friends that made a bag though.
Yeah,
Ran it up for sure.
for sure. I mean, get your bag. I'm never gonna like shame you for that ever. And it was cool just because you know a lot of them got us into places you know without having to pay any cover. Or, you know, we had like a good time. Like your brother's event was actually fire. That was like the most fun I had this weekend. Besides like stuff that I could do outside or like it didn't have to like it wasn't correlated to the weekend.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, my brother does events here in Salt Lake City, specifically Afro beats. It's a certain genre of music. I don't know if many of you guys are familiar with it, but it's kind of popping. Like if you watch the All-Star game, that whole halftime performance with those three artists, Burna Boy, Rema, Thames, those are all Afro beats style artists. And so it was a bunch of that music mixed in with like some R&B classics too. But it was like a really good vibe.
Yeah. Well, they should know. That one song was like popping on TikTok for a long time.
Last?
Yeah.
Yeah, last.
Yeah, I mean, use that for like a frame of reference. I'm sure you've heard it on TikTok. But yeah, I mean, that was one of the cool things though too. I mean, just like seeing like the African culture out here, seeing like the most black people I have together all in one spot, which is like pretty sick, and like bringing out somebody who's like significant to all those people. So I thought that was like pretty sick. You know, I had a lot of fun. It was sweaty. I didn't have fun walking there though.
Yeah.
The parking was shit this weekend.
No, that was terrible. We had to walk like 25 minutes. And like, I know some of you guys are probably from like walkable cities. So like 25 minutes is just like a regular thing. But like here, 25 minutes walking is like crazy.
It's like it's cold. It's
Yeah.
It's harsh out there, and like you're always waiting at lights and everything just because like you're trying to get across the street. It's pretty crazy. I mean, at least like it's not like LA where like the roads or like the sidewalks stink. You go pee. I hate LA. I'm not a fan. But yeah, the parking was like the lowest I saw was like $30 for a parking spot. I mean that is doable, but it's also I'm not gonna do that for 3 nights in a row because low-key I spent a good bit of money just on like fucking food.
Yeah. We gotta talk about that. Them Uber drivers too. Uber drivers made a bag. They made a killing.
Yeah. Yes, they did. And I mean, they deserve it, I guess. You know, they were working their asses off, and it was just a pain to get anywhere. Like, I feel like we had a few Uber drivers that were like around the corner that just took them 15 to 20 minutes just to get to us, just from like 2 lights. You know, that was pretty crazy. They did make a bag. You know, but Salt Lake is just it's a different culture out here. It's just different. Did you see any like cool outfits or anybody like wearing anything pretty interesting?
I saw a few cool outfits. I feel like a lot of people came to flex too though.
Did they?
Yeah.
Like where'd you see them though?
Mostly the Gateway.
The Gateway?
When we went that one time to like the pop-ups. Yeah, like thrift store pop-ups. But definitely, you could tell like a lot of people were from out of state.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, just as the energy and like how they dress. Because I feel like Utah kind of has like a standard uniform.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like West Coast, but it's like a little more like warmer, I guess you could say.
Yeah, like a lot of like puffer coats, Patagonia type. Especially for like the older crowd, because it was also like a mix too. It was like there was a lot of basketball fans, a lot of basketball type outfits, jerseys, basketball shorts, sneakers. We saw a lot of sneakers, a lot of Jordans, KD, stuff like that. But then there's also like more of like the creative like fashion kids. Saw a lot of that too.
I didn't see that many, honestly, like creative fashion kids. I thought it was like all just like, you know, like the jersey wearing types. That's what but I feel like I also didn't look out too much.
Yeah.
I was a little too cold to like focus. Those walks were pain.
But I feel it's definitely more than like we usually see. But then also we're like a little bit jaded because like the crowd we hang out in.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely like a standard style here in Salt Lake, and I don't know. Like,
You know how you feel about it?
I'm getting sick of it, honestly. I've been sick of like the Salt Lake style, so I've been trying to dress differently, but I also limited by income. So I haven't spent money on clothes in a long time. Well, I have, but there's like a couple pieces. Haven't spent or gotten like a good closet rework in a minute. It's been a minute for that. But like, what do you consider your style?
Wait, could we go back on how you got flexed on in the store?
Oh, fuck. So yeah, we were at this a pop-up. It was a thrifted pop-up, and we were talking to our homie who had
A booth at the pop-up.
Yeah, and I was leaning on a case, and I kind of like rocked it for a second, and so I just got off of it, and I was like...
It was like a glass case, by the way. Like one of those that like hold like things that are like supposedly like valuable inside.
Mm-hmm. And I got off of it because I didn't like push it hard or anything, and it wasn't like potentially gonna fall over. I wasn't putting a lot of pressure on it, but I did like move it when I was shifting. So I got off of it, and the dude whose booth it was, he's like, "Bro, you don't lean on that case." And I was like, "Yeah, that's my bad. I didn't mean to do that." And he's like, the cards in that case, because there's a bunch of basketball cards. He said the cards in that case are worth like 6 times your cars.
He said that shit costs more than your life.
Yeah, it was like, why the fuck did he say specifically my cars? Like, he doesn't know how much my car could be. 40,000, it could be 10,000, right? So what is 6 times my cars?
Nah, he knew you was a brokey, bro. That's crazy.
And so I just I didn't even say like I'm sorry. I just said okay, because like that's like the weirdest fucking thing to tell somebody. So he's definitely not from here. Yeah, that's not something somebody from here would say.
Yeah, but that goes to show like the kind of energy like some people were on this weekend too. It's like a lot of money in the city got people acting different.
People buying bottle service out here and like spending so much money, you know. But what would you define your style as?
My style, I like to be comfortable, but I also like to be mysterious.
Mysterious?
Mysterious.
You didn't want to be that popular loner?
I feel like I have to be that popular loner in my style because I am that popular loner in real life. It's like he quiet for real, but if he know you, well, what the fuck was that story? What Savage shit? It's like,
I don't even know.
Oh, he funny as fuck for real. If he know you, he mad quiet though. If
the fuck?
You haven't heard that shit?
No, I haven't.
Nah, Sam used it on one of his TikToks, like the sound, when he was like listening to the ocean sounds in the function.
Like he's just always in his own world. He really quiet for real unless he know you. He funny as hell though, but if he know you.
Yeah.
We'll have to post it. We'll have to put the video in there.
Yeah.
Nah, but
what about you though? What's your style?
I like to dress as slutty as I can right now.
Now we know that though.
Yeah.
Bro be wearing wife beaters and an open shirt in 30-degree weather.
Like open button up. Dog, that was an accident. I forgot my jacket.
That was an accident, bro.
I forgot my jacket. Dog, I knew it was that cold. I was suffering. I would never suffer that much for that. That was like dumb of me.
He's capping for the camera right now. That's crazy.
I just told him I like to dress slutty as possible, right? But like that's the thing though, is like it changes a little bit because that's just like my going out outfits. But I also like it. I don't know, like on a Sunday vibe, I would dress a little bit differently, just a lot more cozy.
Nah, slutty on a Sunday, insane.
Yeah, nah, I'm not doing that. But there's like I had something in my mind I was thinking about. There's like a word to describe, but I forgot it. But I don't know. I don't have the money to dress the way I want to now. You know.
So how would you dress if you had all the money in the world?
Really into the high fashion right now. You know, I've been wanting to buy a few pieces, but they're just expensive. But Baslin's about to drop too, so I'm definitely gonna cop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But like during the weekdays, I like to be like more on like the workman type vibes, like boots, like work boots. If I didn't rip all my jeans, I would wear my jeans more often. I bought those double fronts that never came, and I'd be fucking with those. And then I like the work jacket vibe too, but just during the week, just because it's like more practical. Let's talk about his fit actually. Let's see. See, this is like, it almost feels like early 2000s East Coast fashion.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you go right now, they're still wearing stuff like that. I feel like the thing that makes it like a little bit more modern is like the fit of the jeans.
No, it doesn't really show too much with him.
Yeah, because I guess y'all can't see it that well.
Are they like skinnier fit or like more slim fit?
Yeah, because I feel like in the early 2000s it'd be a little bit more baggy, a little bit, and then he ain't got shoes, but he be in the tins for sure.
Yeah.
Because this is like, this looks like a slightly more like bummy Aim Leon Dore fit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, nah, that feels like an outdoor fit. You don't think?
No, Aim Leon Dore.
Oh, I thought you said indoor.
Oh, nah. I'm talking about the ALD, the brand.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like a New York brand.
Oh, shit. Damn, I need to be put on, I guess. Nah, but I mean, I fuck with it. I feel like it's a very classic aesthetic.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
You wear that scarf anymore?
Yeah, I do.
Do you? Oh, I haven't seen you in it in a minute.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, we are a fashion production / pop culture brand, I guess you could say. We're very widespread, but
we're basically trying to be the new MTV.
Yes.
For a new generation.
Yeah, we pick up like inspiration from a lot of different places. Like he has a sister company to our company, ComeThruLater. It's called Rainbow Room, and it's kind of modeled after like the party DJ vibes, like Zach B like type vibes, right?
Boiler Room, yeah.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah. But yeah, we do a lot of like our main thing right now is like doing events. You know, we have a lot of cool things that we ran. We ran like a Valentine's event. That was probably our biggest event so far. We do a lot of pop-ups, and we are trying to work on a musician's night to like put on some of our friends to other people around here in Salt Lake. Like there's a good network of people that know them, but we want them to just have like put together like a good concert for them. Right now we're working on a lot of our online content because it's a little bit easier to produce, and we're trying to just put ourselves out there. We go out to this thing called Urban Flea Market here in Utah. It's hosted. We go and interview people on their outfits, and we've gotten some pretty unique ones. But yeah, we do a lot of things, and we're trying to get into more. We want to do like some clothing
some pieces,
design.
Yeah, I want to do some pieces for sure. Probably in like the summer to later half of this year. Definitely like drop some pieces, see what people are rocking with, and like stuff that like us and like our friends like definitely like.
I like to be like a little more experimental with my designs, at least. But it doesn't mean they'll always be produced. I just like to try to put my thoughts in the shapes that I see in my head out onto like canvas, you know. Try to get those things out. But yeah, we'll definitely work on some newer and some stuff, some like solid clothing that's not too crazy, I think. You know, when do you think we'll work on that?
I mean, it's really just about bread.
Yeah. We're both broke right now.
Yeah.
Well, we're not broke, but we don't have
the
capital.
And it's really about like building momentum too. Because I know if we re-release the denim bags, so we made some denim bags. I feel like if we re-release the denim bags, they'll definitely do well. It's just getting them to the right audience. Yeah. And like making sure enough people see them, there's enough visibility.
Yeah, and that's kind of one thing to like look at too, is like the amount of people that we have outreach to compared to like back then when you first released them is like a lot different. So that's one thing to be like proud of, I guess we could, in our momentum build. I think those are just really hard for sure. They're solid. I always use mine like constantly.
And the next ones are definitely gonna be better quality because the original ones we made, I basically sold them like all right here, like on this desk, just by hand, and like I really don't know how to sew that well. It was just kind of like a fun project, but we now have friends, like thankfully, who are like actually like really talented at sewing, and like friends who can actually like connect us with like manufacturers and who like make tech packs and like clothing. So it's really just a matter of like building momentum for like when we actually prepare to like drop something.
Yeah, I feel that. But I mean, there's some other things that you had, some other gems too that you should try to release at some point or another. Like I liked you had the lip print. What was it? What's it called? Bandanas.
Yeah.
I like those. Maybe rework them a little bit. Maybe make them a little more practical. I'd like to see those. You have one, don't you?
I lost both of them. I lost my last one at the Playboy Cardi concert.
Yeah. Somebody's out there rocking your shit.
Maybe, or it just got like thrown away.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could print another one.
Mm-hmm.
Like I still have like the graphic.
How much you want to bet if somebody found it, they might have just like yoinked it, like the style.
I mean, maybe, but I still feel like we could still drop it because I haven't seen it anywhere.
It's not like you can. It's not like a completely like different style. So
yeah, it's like it's been done before. So like realistically, if they could, they can.
Yeah, and it wouldn't like impact us too much because more of it would be just like that it's ours. People would fuck with it because it's ours compared to some random person who's like drop shipping it or whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely all about the branding. For sure.
That's a little bit of a capitalism take, I guess you could say.
But it's true though.
It is very much true.
It's like put a Gucci logo on a regular jacket, it'll probably sell better than before.
For sure. It's too much, too much. I'm tripping. I didn't know where I was going with that.
So where do you want to be in a year from now? Let's just say let's do that as the final question.
Where do I want to be in a year from now?
With later, and I guess we could do personal too.
Well, with later, I just want to have a lot more brand recognition. In general, I just think that it's obviously just the more solidifying thing that can keep us going or doing more creative stuff. Like if people fuck with us, no matter what we drop, they'll fuck with it, right? I mean, obviously we put time and quality into our stuff, but I want that brand recognition so that we can keep moving forward. And I'd also just love to be, not working in a job anymore, so that we can just focus completely on being creative, expanding our business a little bit, being more international. I guess you could, not international, more across the country. Wrong word. No, but being like having outreach to like places like New York and Cali and like the different cultures that we see, maybe across the world if we can.
I think my goal for a year is like I just generally want to connect with more people. Like I want like our like base to grow to like different states, like just like creative kids in like the middle of America who just like feel like they have like someone to connect to and like can like relate to us, because like growing up in Utah is like there's not that much like stuff popping out here.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
and that's kind of why we built this brand. It was just like a creative outlet for us to bring in and meet other people and like have that or give them a creative outlet as well. Something that gives them a way to connect to each other. If you think about it, like there was nothing like this when we were growing up. Like when we were like 15, 16, when we were trying to do like photography, we were styling things and all that, we first started getting into like the fashion movement. But yeah, we just wanted that creative outlet, and so we kind of created it ourselves. It's expensive as fuck, but it's also been like super satisfying for me. And like me personally, I think I just want to be like just more financially stable, I guess you could say. It's hard to say like, but I also it's hard to say like I want to like chill out because I don't. I want to be like as creative as possible, but I also just want to have like the freedom to do the things I love more often. It's like a super simple goal. You know, most people feel that way. But I do want to like have it. I want to have like a better comprehension of how this stuff works too, so that I can, you know, work within the boundaries of the industry.
Yeah, that's another goal I low-key have, and I'm sure you could relate, is like learning the business side, because like we're like creative, but we just send shit.
Yeah.
We're just like on go mode, and so I think this next year would be like a great year to like learn like all like the fundamentals and like logistics of things, and it would definitely help us in like the future and like progression and like growth and like the direction we're trying to head.
And I have like one concern about that is that sometimes that kind of stuff like stunts my creativity, like my ability to want to create. You know, I lose motivation from that kind of stuff. But hopefully it's just not like too overly complicated. Like producing the events that we have done, I feel like we've done pretty well on the business side. We definitely could have done better. But for what we had to work with no experience, I think we did really well. I'm afraid like cause like even during those events, I always said like I was too busy or like I felt too concerned about it to have fun, and that's what worries me a little bit about that, you know. So I want to make the business side like seamless if we can. So like it's just like we know what we're gonna do, you know, we know the steps, and that just gives us creative freedom. That's why I want like more of a comprehension of like how this stuff works. For sure.
I think another goal for me too is like I definitely want to like expand our team, like get more faces and explore, like show people more of like the scene out here too, because we have like a lot of talented friends that are doing like really cool stuff, and so that would be like dope to showcase.
Yeah, I mean I've had people that I've looked at and I'm like I want them to work with us. Like I feel like they would be amazing and like they'd help us out quite a bit. But there's also just so many people out here that are like much better at what we do than us, and it feels kind of intimidating to like try to work with other people, you know. And I feel like even going down to the Urban Flea and doing the interviews, sometimes it feels a little embarrassing to ask people to help us or like ask for interviews. So that's one thing for sure. But I feel like I just want to establish ourselves more than anything. I mean, expanding a team is great. I mean, we definitely need like a girl or two as a face, you know, just so we can expand to that audience, that demographic, make it a little more comfortable for some people. So I feel like it's just like infamously guys are really bad at marketing towards women. So want to change that up a little bit, you know?
No, I feel that.
Any last thoughts? Well, thank you guys for watching. This is our first episode. We are trying to improve on it, but you know, maybe we're not like the most comfortable in front of the camera so far. But
yeah, this was just like a stream of consciousness, like off the dome, basically.
Just an outlet for our thoughts.
But yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in. If y'all tuned in, or if y'all watch the clips, because we're probably gonna clip this.
Yeah, we're gonna clip a lot of it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you. Come through later.
I guess come through later.
This is fucking corny, but it's all good.
And does this one stop? Yeah, probably.